Hi, this is Kate. We're at the Royal Astronomical Society National Astronomy Meeting 2019, and with me here is the fabulous Dr. Claire Burke from Liverpool John Moores University. I say fabulous. This necklace you're wearing is a drone.
It is a drone.
Which is a bit of a tip to what we're talking about. So what on earth have drones got to do with astronomy?
Well, we use drones as part of our work in the astro-ecology project. And astrophysics and ecology are two disciplines you wouldn't normally put together.
No.
But it all sort of started with the idea of using drones and thermal infrared cameras to survey wildlife. And with a drone you can cover a really big area really quickly, especially if the terrain is hard to reach and you disturb the animals less than you would by walking around on foot. But with a regular camera, animals are naturally quite well camouflaged. With a thermal camera, you're seeing the animals as a result of their body heat, so they really stand out and they glow. And in the thermal infrared images, they look very similar to the way that stars and galaxies look out there in the universe. So we use techniques that we use in astronomy to detect stars and galaxies, to detect these animals out in the wild.
So you're basically taking the science that you'd already done, that you were looking out from Earth, and you're turning it back on the planet.
And so we sometimes like to say we're turning the telescopes upside down, but the instruments we use on the drones are much smaller.
So you've been doing this for a while now. So I know we heard something about your research last year, looking at the astro-ecology, but this year you're doing something with detecting underground fires. Now, forgive me, I'm going to ask the perhaps stupid question, but what do you mean by an underground fire?
So in places like Southeast Asia and Indonesia, they have these huge peat swamps, and they tend to drain the peat swamp for agriculture. And then sometimes they'll burn a part of this dry peat. And if the peat catches fire, it can burn underground for days and weeks and months. And it's a sort of smouldering flame rather than a flaming fire. And because it's underground, you can't detect it. Now these underground fires, they emit the same more carbon per year than the entire transport sector. So this is a really big issue. The fumes emitted are really toxic as well, so you have millions of respiratory illnesses per year.
And you can't just see them from, if you're looking across, you wouldn't necessarily know there was a fire.
Yeah, because they're underground.
Okay.
But we've discovered with our thermal cameras and our drones that we can detect these fires underground. We've done a field study with this and proved that it can be done. We're now developing a huge system to help fight fires in Indonesia.
So the idea is you'd fly the drone, the infrared camera would pick up the underground fire, and then what happens? Does it send a signal back?
It does exactly that. We have some machine learning attached to the drone, and once it sees a fire, it will send a notification to firefighters or conservationists on the ground saying, I've seen a fire at this location. We're also planning to use the live feed from the drone to help direct firefighters if they're in a dangerous situation. Sometimes the fire on the surface will still be burning a little bit or smouldering a little bit, so it can be quite smoky, it can be quite hazy, but you can see through the smoke with a thermal camera. So we can actually direct the firefighters to the safest route through a dangerous environment to find the fires that they need to put out.
That is absolutely amazing. If you want to find out a bit more about the work, where can people find you online?
If you Google astro-ecology, then I think our website is the first one that comes up.
Excellent SEO, and of course make sure you're following the conference on the hashtag NAM 2019, and we'll see you again soon.